Sinister order, EX10 is here, guys. My personal favorite set, simply because we got blackwargreymon here. Can't wait for the comeback, and already, right off the start, we're getting some pretty interesting, as usual, in terms of like box topper cards, like a pack here first. But we also get these box topper kind of sleeves, which they come in 5 each, I believe. And yeah, they look nice. They look nice. This is a pretty good idea. So I'd like to see more of that. Now we got the Legend pack, which is reprint of some certain like promo cards, I'd say, some of them. But also just like generally good cards that are intended to support some of the archetypes that are being brought into the set. So the first one we have Digimon and Miss Memory Boost. Nice foiling. I like it. This looks really sleek. Very, very nice for collecting and adding into the binders, 100%. But with that being said, Sinister Order, first pack, here we go. Let's go check out some of these cards. Greymon, a new red and black one. That is Virus, Mirrormon, Koromon, which is the new egg, Sakusimon, Damemon, which is for Bagra Army, and then we got Weatherdramon, new Atmon stuff, which is more steered towards the Leviathan app stuff, and we got unique emblem, Gravel Hearts, really cool for Pyramidimon, loving that deck a lot. Ryoma, Cometmon, and for our first rare, we got a Lilithmon right here for the Bagra Army specifically, alongside with Metosiedramon, which is going to be for Dark Masters as well. So honestly, there's a lot of cool decks to be playing in this set. Really excited to see how they perform and how they do upcoming. Got new Wizardmon, which is both purple and yellow, but which you would play it in beelzemon. Greymon, Belphemon Sleep Mode, which we know Belphemon X Antibody Rage Mode is coming soon. Balmon, fantastic new level 5 to be added as well. Pagumon, not too sure what most use cases of this card particularly would be for the moment, but nice to have a new purple egg. New Dark Knightmon. Feels like we've been getting a lot of new Dark Knightmons lately. Pretty cool though, I love the art. We've got clothes right here, which we need for Pyramidimon and Magneticdramon. Unique emblem Gravel Hearts, which we saw. Munumon here, which is for Atmon, and then we got a U Amano and Nene Amano specifically for Bagra Army and Twilight Digicrossing. Now we got the new Tumblemon, Warp, Cupid, Landra, Sunariza, Perganomon here, which is a very good level 5. Just for a common, guys, this does so many things for the deck, which is insanely good. But yeah, if you guys want to see the deck profiles and like the gameplay guides and everything, stay tuned for that. But I'll be definitely doing those. And as always, if you guys want to see my early drafts on my deck list for EX10 and everything with new sets and updates, consider joining and becoming a AVAULT Club member, where that's already posted a bunch of deck lists for EX10 already. But let's just keep going. This is the EX set after all, so it's a little smaller. We got a new Impmon, which can delete a level 4 or lower when it's milled, and at the start of main, you get to mill the top 2 of your deck. Gullus, a Rikeni, a Lucemon Chaos Mode, and I thought it was an SR, but it's just a regular rare, a new Bagramon. Bagra Army comeback. I've been liking the deck. I've been liking the new mechanics of it. It's pretty interesting. It can turbo a lot faster now compared to before, and it's pretty sick. Choo Choo, Belphemon Sleep. I feel like this should have been a rare or something like that. Kind of weird to see that as a common. Skull Knight, Yukio, Agu, Metal Greymon, and for our first secret rare hit already for the Atmon Leviathan, we got Deucemon. Pretty interesting deck so far. Very interesting playstyle as well. Curious to see if it's gonna come in and do anything. But it is a secret rare after all. Love the knight in that golden shiny armor for sure. But yeah, let's keep going. Spiral Mountain, which is for Dark Masters. Devimon. Yujin, which is for Deucemon. Psychmon. A new Lucemon specifically. That's a level 3, which is pretty good. You can evo for 5 on top of Cupidmon. And then as soon as you evo, you get to push it out. Pretty good. Pretty interesting. A breeding when digivolving effect right off the bat. And then we got a new Venom Myotismon right here. And we know Myotismon is going to be coming in quite hot with the loop discussions that we've been having for sure. Tumblemon, Landramon, Yujin, a Rakenimon, a new Akihiro, Bagra, and Darkness Bagramon, which is an SR here. Pretty neat effects as you go into Bagra and then go into Darkness Bagra afterwards, following up. Pretty neat combos. So yeah, after all, this is a EX set after all. I was gonna say that. So most of the card pools are ready. Like you guys can see, like there's a lot of similar cards right off the bat, and we're gonna start to see repeats. Pyramidimon here. I gotta say, I'm not entirely sure about this new one, just because I feel like the older one is still stronger, just because it gives you that explosive damage attack power, but this is pretty good at controlling as well. It's kind of interesting how this one can reduce your opponent's like play cost, so that you can reach to the threshold to delete 4 play cost or lower Digimon eventually, once you kind of like de-digivolve your opponents and such. And then we got Tactimon right here. Pretty decent card, which is going to provide like the protection for Bagra Army. Gotta test it out and see how it goes as well. Proganamon, Koro, Sunoriza, Psych, Paradise Lost, Mommy, Minu, and a Puppetmon. All these new Dark Masters have the same effect, as they can reduce their own play costs. So it's kind of like a Megazoo style deck. You realize you can't Digivolve, so you're going to have to hard play them every single time. On play when attacking, they all have like certain effects to sort of control the board, and they can all hide back into the security as your bottom stack face up, which becomes like a security bomb, but also helps you recover a little bit so that you stay in the game a little longer, which eventually we'll get into Apocalypse. Hopefully we'll pull one so we can talk about it, how that works. Lucemon, and here we go, Magneticdramon. I've seen the alt art for this. It looks incredibly sick, so hopefully we might get to see it here today. But yeah, this card is just absolutely amazing for the rock deck. This is like a very powerful level 7, being able to trash your opponent's top card security and delete something, which is not once per turn as well, as you Digivolve when attack. So it gives you quite a bit of flexibility, and yeah, the damage it can deal is just overkill, I gotta say at this point. Like, Pyramidimon has always been really good at OTKing, but now, like, with this extra card on top as well, you close games way faster. No pun intended, close games. Anyways, we got Piedmon, and we got a new Myotismon, which you certainly need to play. This is really good as well, because generally you want to evo your Myotis X on top of it, and you can start like going for some really crazy combos to play out multiple things back from your trash, your Tamers, and as well as your level 6s. Oh, we got a Flickmon, which is going to be a full border art card, because it's an EX set. So recently, they've been introducing these full border card arts, which I believe you get like 2 per box. So for anyone who wants to max rarity their decks, you know, these are pretty nice, sick borders to sort of check out as well. Let's keep going. I feel like most of these cards we've seen quite a bit already. Dark Knight, Pyramidi, and a Blastmon. The artworks in the set is just so amazing. There's so many like big boss Digimon. Like even when you pull a rare for the first like time, here checking this set out for myself, like I feel like even though I know they're rares, it feels like they're super rares just off of it. Piedmon, and our first altar already, malomyotismon. I wonder if we're gonna get more hits than that, just because it is an EX set. So I hope we get like a secret plus 2 alt arts. I think that might be the ratios this time. I'm not too sure. Anyways, this card absolutely menacing. You just delete 2 of your level 5 or higher bodies with Myotismon as attacks, and it gets to reduce its play cost by 11. So you play this out for 3 costs, and as soon as it does, you delete stuff on the board, and you trash your opponent's security. You're gonna bottom deck your opponent's stuff. Triple color malomyotismon definitely looks cool, and it makes a lot of sense, right? Because it's red, blue, and purple, which are its color schemes after all. Malomyotismon loop, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. Gonna have to cover it on the channel. I'm gonna have to show you guys how insane that loop really is. Bagramon and Lucemon. Devimon, Wizard, Bow, Mirror, Flick, Gray, Skull Knight, Agu, Yujin, Tactimon, and a new Regulusmon right here, which is obviously for Gamamon support. Still trying to work this out at the moment. 5 cost is pretty hefty to evo on top of like a Gamamon in name, as a level 5 too. But it does give you a lot of effects, because you try to like gather a bunch of like Gamamon back from your trash. In their name specifically though. At the end of the turn, it has like the ability to attack without suspending. It has a rush. So this can open up to a bit more plays or game-ending plays for Gamamon, aside of just relying on like OnyX or the Aguni hybrid for game. So perhaps Maybe for a bit of a comeback in late game as well with this card too. Malomyotismon, and our next super rare right here, we got Creepymon. I wonder why they didn't call it like Manto mode. I believe it's called Manto mode, right? Because it's like, you know, he's put on his cloak and everything. You know, it'd be kind of cool if there was like a mode switch thing going on instead with this card, that you can switch between like regular Creepymon or into the Manto mode. But it also has like the Fallen Angel type. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below, guys. But this, yeah, new Creepymon card. We still need to yet to get a Creepymon X antibody. And yeah, I think we got a full line like with Digimon right here, as well as like a level 5 and such. But I feel like it's, yeah, Skull Satamon as well, which is supposed to be part of the line. I feel like it's just not quite there yet. It's not quite there yet. Maybe a Creepymon X could change it. But oh, we got a Lucemon Satan mode Altar, which looks deadly. I love the black vibes that's going on, you know, with the electric, lightning. The one nice thing about this card now is that it has an on-play effect. So when you synergize with the actual Lucemon deck, when you play this card back from the trash with like the EX6 Chaos mode, you get to do something. You can disrupt your opponents and get value and interact during your opponent's turn if they ever try to remove your Chaos mode off the board. So, good card indeed. Good card. Pyramidimon and a Quartzmon Ace. Gotta say, I haven't really looked into this archetype, but it's supposed to be like Hunters Save. I guess like the villain hunters or the rival hunters archetype specifically. But I think some of the cards might be usable in Hunters. I'm not entirely sure. Or do you just play like a completely different deck with the hunters? I'm not too sure. I gotta look into it a little bit more. But for now, let's just keep going. Chaos mode and a new Digimon Emperor, which is pretty unique. Interesting. For every 2 colors your opponent's Digimon tamers have, you gain a memory at the start of main. So counters like any like rainbow colory decks, such as Adventure, I guess. Not counter, but like you get more value off of it. Also treated as Ken. That is Ken. That is lore fitting. Would be cool to see how people or how players, you know, make use of this unique application of the card. So, yeah. Let's keep going. Oh, we finally get to see a new card, per se. A new Metal Greymon, which is intended for the blackwargreymon deck. Reboot, first of all, but mainly you want to use it to taunt your opponent's Digimon, and then you give yourself, like, give them collision so that you will turn into blockers, so you get to block, which is rather interesting. But generally, you taunt it, and then you can go into, like, your Blast Ace plays to go into blackwargreymon specifically, and you get to trash your opponent's security card opponent's turn. I'm just curious, wonder like why can't this effect be all turns? Maybe it might be too powerful because if you raid together, then you just keep trashing. But it's just like when attack targets change, only during the opponent's turn specifically. I don't know. I think it would be a little bit better, but it might be too strong if it was all turns. So we'll see. We'll see. Malomyotismon and Machinedramon. I believe we saw all the 4 Dark Masters. They all come in rares, once again with the same effect, so just yet to see Apocalypse, really. Weatherdramon, Choo Choo, Warp, Agu, Lilith, and Venomyotismon. Okay. Last pack. What can we get here? Flick, Landra, Demi-Devi, Spiral Mountain, Warpmon, which is our full border version, Close, Kabimon, Blastmon, and we're ending off with a Machinedramon for the box here. Now, like always, guys, I got a second box to open up with you guys together. Hey, I am so excited for this set. Like, might as well. Might as well. Let's see what other sleeves we got right here. Okay, we got Bagramon and blackwargreymon here again sleeves, which is cool. Nice. I mean, we got that already. Check out the Legend Pack. Demi-Devimon once again. And, ooh, the Gamamon from the LM set. This art hits hard. All right. We're going to start going through the packs a little bit quicker just because a lot of it we've seen already, most of it. I talked about, oh, a Belphegor Sleep Mode, which is kind of like a rare, but it's the full border art already. This one looks nice. This one looks really good. Asta and you. But yeah, we're going to go through a little bit quicker just because we've seen most of the cards already. Stop by any rares or SRs that we may not have talked about yet or anything that I missed. So yeah, for now, let's just enjoy and sit back, relax, and enjoy the opening. Digimon, and you, Amano. It feels like this set is a little smaller than the other regular EX sets too, does it? Just because a lot of it feels like it's very like purple and like black color base. This time around, it feels like there's actually barely any blue or yellow cards in general. Even if there were yellow cards, they're kind of like Wizardmon. They're mixed with like another half of different color. Myotismon, and here we have it, guys. blackwargreymon Ace. The regular art and even just the regular art hits really hard. I mean, look at that. The Dark Gaia Force holding it in one palm or one of his claws. I'm excited to try this deck out. I'm excited to play this deck. I've been experimenting with both black and the red base separately, and I've been going to be cooking it. It's time to come back with blackwargreymon. It's time, guys. It's been a long time, but now it's time. Yeah, so you blast Digivolve. You can delete 7 costs or lower, which is going to be either like a Digimon or Tamer that your opponent has on the side of the board, so you can get rid of big Tamers in one go, or big Digimon kind of. I guess it's somewhat good at taking down aces, since they have lower play costs as well. Generally, it gains immunity as long as there's a 13k or higher body on your opponent's side. And it gets stronger, so it's pretty lore-fitting, which I find it really cool because blackwargreymon has always been that character that only wants to challenge the strongest out there, and the stronger they get, the stronger he gets himself, which is really cool, and I love it. I always love how the card designers always incorporate these lore-fitting things into the effects, and yeah. I wonder if it might be too powerful if there's like on Digivolve you get to de-Digivolve one on your opponent's Digimon or something like that, just to make the threshold of deleting something 7 costs or less a little bit easier. I feel like that deck might be lacking a little bit of that in the moment, just because, I mean, there is the older BT8 Metal Greymon, but at the moment, you know, I think 4 costs to evo into that as a level 5 is a little bit too expensive. And speaking of that, if you guys haven't done so yet, check out the newest OnyX Burst Collection on the AVAULT Store right now. Grab your first collections, guys. Really appreciate the support. This is going to be one of my personal favorite releases of all time for sure. And the first 50 collection orders gets this exclusive OnyX Burst memory marker as well. We got dice, we got a deck box. Once again, guys, we got binders, sleeves, everything you need. Binders right here, and the playmat, which is also serialized, like you guys saw from the intro at the beginning. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Hopefully we can pull an alt art of that blackwargreymon. That will be super sick, super dope. Well, yeah, always curious to check out the alt arts. I think the alt arts in this set is really nice. So now we got malomyotismon, another super rare hit, which is the regular art, which we hit the alt art earlier. Both of them look really, really nice, really cool. Love it. But yeah, we kind of talked about that loop combo already, and yeah, I'm gonna be making a video for that as well. Well, we got a Kabemon here. Full border art, Bagramon, and Lucemon. Prognanomon, Cupimon, Machinedramon, and a Digimon Emperor alt art, where you can see kind of like the evil Ken at the back as well. Younger Ken there. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. How many alt arts is that yet? There's another card we want to see in the set. There's another card I really want to talk about. Not the alt art specifically, even just the regular art, but hopefully you get to pull them among some of these packs here. So if you guys haven't done so yet, make sure to give this video a like. Appreciate the support. We're going to need that. Good luck for this one to try and pull the cards that we need. Pagumon, Lilith, and Venomyotismon. Koro. This one's nice. I mean, I talked about it a little bit earlier, new Koromon for draw power, but now having all turns when attack targets change helps with the consistency of like drawing cards a lot easier too, so that you can do it both during your own turn and your opponent's turn. That is almost like, in some situations, being able to draw those additional cards might be even better than like the red Koromons, which only require you to attack, which you can only do it during your own turn, really. So yeah, you can argue that the black Koromon here, this new one, is finally like, yeah, we get a pretty decent one, you know? And as long as like any attack target change, it doesn't have to be that particular Digimon involved in the stack. As long as it happens at some point, you draw one. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys like to play so far with blackwargreymon Ace? Red base? Black base? Oh! Here it is, guys. I talked about it earlier. I mentioned it earlier, but look at the alt art of this magneticdramon. Isn't that amazing? I'm definitely keeping this for my collection now, 100%. This looks so pretty. I love the lightning effects and all that. All right, let's just keep going. Lastmon and a Warudamon, which sounds interesting for a name like that, but yeah, it's for Leviathan. You're gonna need it to app fuse together with Cometmon to go into Deucemon, which I always find Appmons interesting with how their like Digivolutions and their fusions kind of work together. Got Darkness Bagramon once again. I love this art. Like, you know, his hand coming down at you like a gigantic, ginormous, like giant, like ginormous giant. Yeah, like a Titan basically. That's cool. Myotis and Puppet. Landra, Spiral Mountain. Agu, Comet, Metal Gray, and a Copipemon? Or Copipemon? It has to be pipe. Some kind of pipe, right? Copipe. That's the main searcher for the Leviathan. Leviathan. Appmon. Keep trying wanting to say like Leviamon. Leviathan. What do we have here? Venomyotis. And here it is, guys. Apocalypse. Doomsday is back. Well, not as bad as the one from BT15 with the secret rare, because that one was definitely a little bit too much. Well, not a little bit too much. It's just outrageously too much, actually. But now we got this new one. A whole new retrained version that you can still kind of synergize with some of the older archetype a little bit. But with the new Dark Masters, you want to play them mainly so that you can hide in security, and eventually Apocalypse can come out and then let you reduce its play cost by shoving them from your face-up security zone to put it underneath to reduce its play cost. And once you can hit it for one by gathering all the 4 Dark Masters, you play them back out from the sources, and they all have rush, kind of like Omnimon within the King Drasil Royal Knights deck kind of vibe. You know, that's like when the late game, end game kind of thing happens. But the deck is still pretty prominent at just like Mega Zoo beating down your opponents bit by bit and controlling the board with the tools and the cards that it already has. So yeah, will be interesting. And of course, you can still play the one of the older Apocalypse in it together as like a milling alternative condition to win. So it works. It works. Digimon Emperor once again. Gray. Close. Copipemon. And we have another alt art, which is the secret rare alt art version. Well, there's only a secret rare anyways for Deucemon, really, but Deucemon. Yeah, speaking of Deucemon here, yeah, this alt art looks really sick. Like golden armor and all that kind of stuff. Almost kind of looks like Jupitermon from the Olympus 12, right? Kind of does, doesn't it? Ideally, like I mentioned before, it has security attack +1. You link more sources underneath, and the whole idea of like the whole Appmon deck with the new one, with this time with the Leviathan, is to like trash its own link sources, and you gain advantages and additional effects and so on, and you can keep linking over and over again. But yeah, last pack of our second box. But like I said, guys, I am really liking the set. Just personal favorite set of all time, probably. I like playing villain decks. I like playing purple decks. It's kind of cool. All the schematics and themes and the thematics of the set, I absolutely love in here. So let's keep going and open more boxes and hopefully pull some more different SRs that we can talk about, or even the other secret rare, which we haven't seen yet. So the other two, which we get right here, are the Creepymon and the Apocalypse from the older arts. Really nice arts right here. And yeah, by collecting all 4 of them or gather more, you can build your deck or sleeve up your entire deck eventually, right? This Skull Knightmon right here is definitely a reprint that we needed for a very long time, and it's been a while, but I'm glad we finally got it. But I'm not too sure. Some of you guys are Dark Knightmon or Bagramon experts. Let me know if this card is actually as useful as it is anymore. But when theory crafting, I feel like it's not necessary. Now we got the Star Deck Impmon, the one that can warp, another pretty decent reprint right here. And yeah, this looks nice. You can warp into your beelzemon. And speaking of which, beelzemon is in this set as well. So hopefully we can see him today. Lucemon and Tactimon. But yeah, we're going to go quick with these boxes. Just because with these packs, everything looks the same now already. Wardamon and Minumon. But yeah, let me know in the comments on what deck are you guys most excited for to play in EX10 from this EX10 set specifically as well. I did make a community post like not too long ago, a couple days ago, asking you guys which archetypes you guys are most excited for. So if you haven't done so yet, go head on over there. Oh, let me finish first. Go on head on over there and vote and comment as well on which deck you guys are most excited for there on the community tab section. Anyways, I totally forgot we had the rage mode. I was too busy thinking about like the rage mode X antibody, but I totally forgot we got a new rage mode as well. So beelzemon's making a comeback for sure. And I think with a new card along together in BT23, deck's gonna be good. Deck is gonna be good for sure. I'm not really gonna visit beelzemon immediately right now, just because we are expected to get BT23 in less than a month, or even just about a month from now. So I probably would just wait until then, and then I'll start cooking stuff up. Apocalypse once again. But once again, if you guys want to see like the first draft that I have been making or sort of like working with, I believe I've made a first draft where you can check it out as well there. Digimon Emperor as another alt art here. Personally, I have to say I don't really want to see this card again. I would like to see a different alt art. That would be nice. But yeah. And let's keep going. Oh, we got a full border card. Choo-Choo-mon. Empmon, Yukio, Metal Gray, and Piedmon. What's next? QP, Bell, Wizard Flake Gray, Close, Akihiro, and Metal Gray, and Cool Pipe. Well, I'm okay with taking more Metal Grays. I mean, that new Metal Grays is really good for the deck to help you get into your Blackboard Gray a lot easier. So I wouldn't mind it. Lilithmon, and we have the regular art Satan mode right here. Very simple, right? Just staring down at you, from the front view. I've always been curious that I don't know, forgive me for my lack of knowledge of lore, guys, but let me know in the comments, why does Satan mode also have the 7 Great Demon Lord symbols around it, almost just like Agudamon? Is there a Satan mode X out there that we just don't know, or that I just don't know? Because I know there's an Agudo X, and one day we'll get one as well. And yeah, what kind of correlation? Because, Satan mode almost looks just like an Agudamon, in my opinion, right? It's just like another like world-ending demon lord kind of Digimon. So yeah. Anyways, Blastmon, and we have a Quartzmon Ace alt art right here. In case though you guys don't know, like aside from that like white body figure looking thing, that's what also Quartzmon looks like. It's a mixture of both, like this giant ball thing, kind of like Apocalypse, kind of like a figure sitting on top of a giant like platform, and then yeah. Very cool. Like, the Digimon card arts give you very different perspectives on Digimon, from the game, from the lore, from the shows and whatnot. Like, it's cool to see, I have to say. Devimon. Blastmon. I always feel like Blastmon and Machinimon make me feel like there's a like full art happening, right? Because you guys can see like the border. It's like, oh, there's no border on it, so it's probably a 4. If it's a 4, it must be an alt art. So every set, we always say there's a bait card that makes you think, we got Kabimon again, makes you think that there's a secret rare or some sort, or like an alt art of some sort that baits you into thinking that it might be. Yeah, Blastmon is definitely one of them. I feel like we always open with Devimon first as well. But yeah, the set is relatively small. I'm realizing I'm going to have like double or triple play sets by the end of this of every common. But SRs though, doesn't seem like it, right? Like, it feels like SR hits are maybe lower this time around? I'm not too sure. I haven't been keeping count, but you guys let me know. Beelzemon and Malomyotismon. Unfortunately, I don't think this card is played as much or played at all in the Malo loop. Just because its effect is like, it's alright, Copitemon and another blackwargreymon ace. You know what? I'll take that. As many as I can pull, I think this is a very good generic card as well. A very good generic ace card. That doesn't necessarily have to play within the blackwargreymon deck. Like, the other decks can actually play it easily, especially like Dark Masters as well. you know, like with Ace and all that. Oh, here we are, guys. Here it is. After so long waiting, beelzemon is here. The new beelzemon Ace, guys. This card is absolutely magnificent for the deck because it gives you a lot of versatility. First, you can warp on top of a level 3 Impmon in name, so you can go on top of Impmon X or regular Impmon for 4 costs, as long as you have 20 more cards in trash. So that also helps you fulfill the Blast Digivolve conditions. And when you play Digivolve or attack with this card, you trash the top 2 cards of your deck and delete when your opponent's 6 costs or lower. And then for every 10 cards in your trash, you increase the play cost by 3. Having both the mixture of purple and black together is really interesting now for beelzemon, because before it used to be just pure purple, but you guys know this one, the line with beelzemon as well. There's black colors involved. And with its other on-play when digivolving effect, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you get to return 2 non-digi cards from your trash back to the top of your deck. You de-digivolve 2 on one of your opponent's Digimon. You can sequence this effect of the first and second effect in a different order, basically. You can do the bottom one first, and then do the top one second, or do the top one first and bottom, so that you can kind of like juggle around, and gives you the versatility of how you want to manipulate your trash count, and as well as what you potentially mill before you decide to go with which effect, if that makes sense. This is going to have a lot of unique applications, but yeah, really, really cool. And we also got beelzemon sitting on the behemoth right there. This card is definitely a must-have in the deck, and yeah, stay tuned for the gameplay guide and the deck profile. 100% going to be covering that for you guys as well. So, and beelzemon is making a comeback. It's strong, I think. You guys gotta watch out. Tier 1, I'm not too sure. Maybe not like it was before, but I'd say it has a place. I'd say it has a place. Pyramidemon and Blastmon. Funny enough, you can actually play Blastmon in the Pyramidemon deck because it is a mineral after all, so it is somewhat synergetic, and it has fragment too. So yeah, that's an interesting one, right? Anyways, we got Miramon here, last pack. Close, Pyramidemon, and Tactimon to round off. But guys, it just keeps coming. It just keeps coming. I'm not done yet. This is gonna be the last box, because again, I want to open more for this one, just because, like, yeah, just cause. And I hope you guys enjoyed the opening. So always make sure to subscribe, you know, turn on that notification bell to stay tuned for more videos coming, especially with EX10 deck profiles and so on. I definitely appreciate the support. But yeah, let's keep going. Miss Memory Boost and Impmon. I wonder if we pulled all the different cards that we can possibly get. Either way, Beelzemon, Blastmon, and Machinedramon. Cubimon, Agra, and Lucemon. Yeah, we'll go a little bit quicker on this one. I'll try to go as quickly as I can. And stop by any SRs or alt arts that we have not seen yet. But you know what? I'm glad. I feel like I pulled most of the cards that I wanted to talk about already in this set. That's why I want to open more boxes this time around as well, just to make sure we get that. Looks like we got our altar hit right here, which is another malomyotismon. Nice, 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 nice. Programmon. There are some SP cards as well, magneticdramon, and chase cards. So you never know. Sometimes we get really crazy lucky here on the channel as we open stuff up, so you never know. I feel like I pulled quite a few Darkness Bagramons. You know, I'll probably have a playset by now. Enough to build the deck for sure. Tactimon and Regulusmon. Wonder if we're gonna get a new Arcturusmon at some point, because it feels like Gamomon's got a sprinkle of support here and there. Like, we got a couple new cards from last set in BT22, which I felt was a little random at first, and then now we got another sprinkle of support with a new Gullus and a new Regulus. So I wonder if the next time around we're gonna be getting a new one again, which could be cool. Would be cool for sure, and interesting. I feel like I haven't really talked about this new Chaos mode. specifically. I mean, I pulled it quite a few times throughout this opening already, but this one specifically has a lower Digivolve cost for 5 to go on top of Lucemon, but it doesn't have as much of a tormenting effect as the EX6 one and the other one, because you trash a card from your hand and your opponent can delete one of the Digimon and Tamers, but if they don't, you just simply recover one. Before the other two forces your opponent to trash a security as well, so you're dealing damage. This also has a pretty unique kind of like protection-ish effect where, you know, if it will leave the battle area, your opponent can delete one of the Digimon Tamers, and if it doesn't leave. So it can kind of like, you know, force your opponent to make choices once again as they trade into you, and you can kind of like control the board and slow it down. Because ultimately, you're just trying to go into Chaos mode as soon as possible, and once you get into Chaos mode, you either want to go into your Satan mode, or otherwise it's going to be your Lucemon X Antibody to start really ramping up the damage that you deal to your opponent via trashing their security bit by bit. Digimon, Minu, and Puppet. So I think so far we only saw one hit from this box. So let's see what else we got. Mirrormon. Organomon. Kusimon. Oh, we got a full border card. We got a full border Yukio right here, which you need for sure in the malomyotismon deck because it gives it rush and gains a memory. And then we got the alt art Regulusmon, looking very nice. Let's keep going. Puppetmon and Satan mode. Not a lot of packs left from the box. Bow, Gray, and Bagra. Spiral Mountain. What do we have here? Another Digimon Emperor. It's still nice to see that the old one from BT8 is still played at a decent amount, especially in the competitive scene. What do we have here? Metal Gray and Apocalypse alt art. Kind of looks like the anime style kind of art, but I know this is kind of like a redrawn, recreated version. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of this one in particular, but I think that's what all the alt arts are for the Dark Masters as well. It's kind of like it looks kind of anime-ish, if that makes sense. It looks like a screenshot, but at the same time, it's not. Creepymon. Oh, I was gonna mention the alt art for that one I saw as well looks really cool. The Creepymon alt art. But I don't think we're gonna be able to see it here anymore at this point because we're pretty much down to our last pack, and I believe it's already 3 hits from the box. So, hey, give this video a like if you haven't done so yet. Perhaps, maybe there might be something crazy at the very end, as you may never know. But now that I said it, I feel like it's not going to happen. So, yep. Well, sometimes you hit it, sometimes you don't. But yeah, that basically wraps up for the opening. OnyX Burst Collection, which is one of my all-time favorites, is now live on the AVAULT Store. And the first 50 collection orders will get a free exclusive OnyX Burst memory marker during this time only. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. See you next video. And this is AVAULT signing out.